It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skill by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett down, an early touch and an excellent...
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello, viewers out there, and you're welcome to Sports Orbit, reaching you from Leadership TV. This is the Monday episode of Sports Orbit. My name is Afa Acho. Salifu Usman is right here. Salifu, welcome to this beautiful Monday afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you, Alpha. It's always good to be back on the Sport of the Day, having unavoidably missed the Friday editions.
All right, on Sports Orbit today, we'll begin straight from the NFF elections to replace the current board led by Ahmadu Pinnick. Their tenure is gradually rounding up, and new elections will be held in September. And as a result of that, the President Muhammadu Buhari has directed that all statutes of the Federation be immediately commence process that will lead to holding new elections into Executive Committee at the expiration of the current administration in September. The President also directed that the instrument of football administration in the country, the NFF statutes, be amended to include other stakeholders who are hitherto being disenfranchised or denied equal representation in the NFF Congress. These directives were contained in a letter dated June 17, 2022, addressed to Ahmadu Pinnick, the President of the NFF, and signed by Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport, Sunday Dare. The President reinforced the federal government's support for football development in the country and urged leadership of the NFF to ensure that the amended statutes reflect the yearnings of and aspirations of football lovers. I think seeing this news for me, it was cheering because while watching a sports program yesterday on the sister media organization, the topic incidentally yesterday was the upcoming election. And I can't remember which journalist it was who said a situation where 37 people are deciding the fate of over how many football lovers. It's not the case to be. You allow a situation where the 37 plus, including the FCT, state FA chairman, are the only ones who have all of those powers. Then how about the players' union? How about the referees' union? How about female football? How about various stakeholders? They don't even have a say. Only these 38 people. So I'm happy that the president has, stepped in to ensure that this is amended to carry everybody along.
Alpha, thank you very much. This is to me that's one of the sharing news I have today. And I believe that this directive is not just a directive. I believe that the president himself and whoever work with the presidency, down from the president down to the highest authority, not just give the directive and went to sleep. They should follow it and ensure that this directive is implemented.
Exactly.
Because just like you see, a lot of us, many of us are getting tired about what is happening in Nigerian football. And in a situation where like this, when people are talking sometimes and I think, why can't you be where we were? Why are you not progressing? Why do you expect a progress when you are not doing the right things and when it's setting just 0.1%? What do you mean?
Exactly.
0.1% of Nigeria are determining the fate of 100%, almost 200 million Nigerians. Hold this country to a click, to a ransom, and to say that no anybody except them. I believe, if you remember, we analyzed it in one of the program here before that. as it stand now, the status of NFL, except within those who are presently on the board of NFF, no any other person is qualified to be elected as president of Nigeria football. Not even Dangote of this world, not Chego Degbami, the former Nigeria international, not Kanwako, not Sunday Oluse, none of any Nigeria international, no anybody, except you are on the current board of those who are on the current board of NFL. No any other person is qualified to be president of Nigeria football. What kind of a status is that in the country should not live? And I believe the president of Muhammadu Buhari will not just give the directive, I want to sleep. He should ensure that this thing is followed to the latter. Exactly. Even the FIFA, they think they are copy or they are military. FIFA doesn't, yes, they say football is for mafia. Yeah, if it is for mafia, we can't only have, we shouldn't have only 37%, 37 people in mafia in Nigeria. Well, there are many mafia, even all of us can be mafia. There's nothing, nobody is born mafia, but you develop the attitude to become a mafia. So, okay, for instance, you are talking just like you said, football is all encompassing of stakeholders. First and foremost, the administrators, even the administrators we are talking about, what is the pedigree, their background in football? None. No, I'm not aware of any. I may be wrong, but I'm not aware. Right from Muhammadu Buhari, Shehu Diko, Sheya Kiumi, the man from Jamfara, Ahmed Fresh, Suleiman Kwande, then Nala, all of them who are on the current board of it. I'm not aware of them who play for a national team, who are international or national team. But in a country, okay, for instance, just like you say, we have supporters. They cannot be football without supporters. Fan makes football tick. So that even the FIFA recognize the role of the supporters. So the supporters are excluded, the club owners are excluded, the sponsors who bring their money to this game are excluded, the journalists are excluded, and then even the women are excluded. Every referee, name all every other stakeholder, they are all excluded. They don't have a right about who become the president of Nigeria football. Just situation, I believe President Muhammad, I believe this letter gave him that advice. I believe this letter is weighty and should carry the power of the president to ensure that this thing is followed to the latter. We can't continue. And for instance, there is not even any plan, apart from even amending the statute and ensure the election, there's not even any plan that the election is going to hold by September. By the NFF staff and by the way it is, this is July, we are running in June. The election process is supposed to be started 3 months to the expiration of the current board. Now we are in the process. There's no up to today. They have not formed the NFF supposed to hold the Congress. They have not hold the Congress to decide where to hold the election, who are the electoral committee. No, all those things has not been put in place yet. So it's like they are trying to work towards it to put themselves, to perpetuate themselves in power. Remember, Amadu opinion won't say that he's no longer interested to contest him, but the rumors are happening and the people are already campaigning for him that he's wanted to solve after failing his ambition to remain in the power and remain in power as the president of Nigeria for. So President Muhammadu Buhari, thank you for this directive, and I don't just give the right I want to sleep. You should make sure, ensure it and follow it to the latter, because we can't be in a Nigerian when Nigerians don't have a say in who govern their football.
All right, still on the NFF, where chieftain of the NFF and former Gombe State Football FA Gara Gombe has urged aspirants to exercise restraint even as the elections gradually draw closer. According to him, he said, even though proper guidelines for the elections has not been, revealed, but the aspirants are already campaigning, and he feels aspirants should exercise restraint. But in this case, good advice. But what do you expect aspirants to do? Just like you said, elections are supposed to come in September.
Yes.
This is end of June, and there's no proper direction. You're acting as if you are not even ready to hold elections.
Well, I don't know what Gara Gombe is advising us the aspirant to exercise restraint. According to him, this and be that they should exercise patience and when the proper channel for the election has been put in place, where the electoral guideline has been put in place, the electoral committee has been formed before anybody can handle it. But according to him, in his own wisdom and his own view, declaring your intention when the election process machine has not been put in place is too hasty. But just like we are saying, to me, there's nothing wrong if 3 months. we have 3 months to the expiration of the current board of NFF. So if I'm now saying, okay, I'm interested in the election to contest the election, there's something wrong. So NFF,
at least people should know what you can offer.
NFF can wait and any time they decide to hold the election, but people need to keep them awake. So I disagree with him with the idea that they are too hasty. To me, I don't believe they are too hasty in declaring their election for now.
Away from that now, 2 international friendly where Super Falcons have been built to face Japan's senior national team in Kobe. The national team of Japan will host the Super Eagles on Thursdays. Actually, Super Falcons on Thursday, 6th October. The date falls within one of the FIFA Women International for this year actually. Then friendlies for the Super Falcons. I think nice tune up for, but that will be when is the African Women Championship is in July. Okay, so well that will so hopefully by then they must have secured the ticket to the World Cup. So that should be a nice tune up game.
And that's the 1 week for the World Cup. That's okay. The friendly will come after the
Yes, because it's coming up in October.
But it is good to secure a friendly for ahead of time. But what about the NFF by now? We should be more concerned about the African Championship.
Exactly. That's what is
yes,
happening right
yes,
now.
We have dominated Africa for a very long time, and currently we are the current champion, and we are defending champion for the champion. So we should be concerned about how prepared are we to go to there and defend the champion. So there's nothing could have wrong. What have been interested me to hear now is that okay, there's a final tune for the African Championship against Ghana or against South Africa or against Cameroon or against Senegal. When they're against Africa team, we prepare the team in perfect shape. Yes, we may think that they are prepared, but there's nothing wrong in even playing a fellow rivals at the AFCON. So that would have been the most interesting. I'm not planning for a full shot when we have something at your hand.
I can't, because initially when I saw it, I thought maybe something that will happen next month. But I mean, October, that's still a while. Well, we hope everything goes according to plan. Away from that now to some athletics where the lights of Tobia Muson, Raymond Ekevo have arrived Nigeria ahead of the scheduled athletic championship. The trials actually scheduled to hold between June 24th and 26th. That's between Thursday and Saturday. Actually, the duo arrived on Sunday, and Amusan improved her African 100 meters hurdles by winning the event at Diamond League meeting in Paris on Sunday. The 25-year-old will be bidding to successfully defend her Nigerian 100 meters hurdles title and pick the event's ticket to represent Nigeria in both the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham and World Athletics Championship in Oregon. Okevo on his part came second at the World Athletics Continental Silver Tour meeting, the Madrid, running 10.11 seconds in the 100 meters event. He also will be seeking his first national 100 meters title on a return ticket to World Athletics Championship after making his debut in 2019 in Doha. He will also be able to punch his ticket to his first Commonwealth Games. So it's good that these athletes are arriving. Anyway, that was one of the reasons why the competition even had to be shifted in the first place to give opportunity for at least the foreign-based ones. Some were even taking part in other competitions. So I think it was good on the part of the EFN to push that date forward to accommodate.
It's good, good. And even participating in those competitions also boosts their morale. And it's also a perfect preparation for them. And just like we said last week, and it is good that the AFN is insisting on this trial. If not, like, because I don't see anybody beating to be a most to the ticket to represent Nigeria. So at the moment, it's the best 100. But it's still good that AFN is still insisting that no, still come here and test your test your capability, your fitness, to ensure the fitness that you are ready and you are mentally sound to represent Nigeria. So who say, well, if somebody somewhere from Delta or from my village, they come there and shock her.
Yeah.
So. And it is good that the athletes themselves are not even taking this for granted. Ordinarily, if left for other athletes like the person of Tubi Ameso who have dominated this and been number one and African best, Nigerian best, and the African best, so good African record, for the role to record. Ordinarily, say, well, it just walks through. But it's good that them two are well to take it serious, coming 2 days and 3 days ahead of then also prepare for the trial. And but one thing that is very critical, and we must make sure that I hope the government and those who are in charge of our sport, particularly the Athletic Federation, and the Nigerian Football Federation, Nigerian Sport Ministry, because we don't want the situation what happened at the Tokyo Olympic to repeat itself. Now, Birmingham game is just a month away, and we believe and hope everybody, all those that are responsible, have carried out all the necessary things that are needed to be done. I'm particularly talking about the out of competition test. I believe they are quite aware of those procedures and all those athletes that are going now. They are coming for a trial, and any athlete that pick the trial qualify here, you just need the athlete straight. But you have to ensure that any athlete that has not fulfilled those criteria should not went there to represent Nigeria, because we can't afford a repeat of what happened in Tokyo to embarrass ourselves once again before the international community.
Anyway, at this point, we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, Sport Orbit continues. Stay with us.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Right, welcome back from that short break. Now on to the NPFL, where MFM actually returned to winning ways, stunned Eyimba in that one, while Rivers United and Plateau United had to share the spoils against their various opponents. And in other matches, it was that derby, Dakar 3 against Aqua United. It was 3-1. Aqua United 1-0 over Sunshine Stars, then MFN 2-1 over Eyimba. Plateau and Gombe United shared the spoils 1-1, while Remo Stars defeated Lobby Stars 3-1. For Wiki Tourist and Shooting Stars, they also shared the spoils in that one, 1-1. That one ended. So at this point, let's take a look at the league table as it stands with match day 34 gone now. Just 4 matches to the end of the season. And as it stands, since they're both of the two top teams all pulled out a draw in that one, the status quo still remains.
The 10 points, the point difference still remains.
Yeah, but for Remo Stars now have Leaf Pro Rangers to get to the 3rd position, while Rangers are in 4th. Kwa United also overtook Eyimba after that defeat to MFM to land in 5th position, while Eyimba 6th. 7th is Sunshine Stars, 8th Aqua United, 9th Gombe United. Their neighbors Wiki Tourists make up the top 10, while for the bottom, the teams at the bottom, MFM still struggling. Well, Kano Pillars once again have been pulled back into that relegation fight. For Heartland, still where they've been all season long. Talifu, which is getting interesting, gradually coming to an end.
Yes, gradually coming to an end. So we can by next week or by next week or this weekend, hopefully if River United won their match, that means they're as good as we have won the league this season. So they only need
good enough for them. They'll be playing at home,
and they'll be playing at the home. So it's good to be perfect. What a perfect way to celebrate the victory. So River United, all they need now is just a 3 point. And by the time they get a 3 point in their next match, though the remaining 3 matches, if they like the play, but they will play. So the result doesn't matter to them again. So we can say congratulations to River United. They are gradually closing step by step, closing to the title. And for Plateau United, unfortunately, where they would have taken advantage of River United, who play early before them drop the point. But unfortunately, them again follow the same suit and also drop a point. So the 10, just like say, like the 10 point difference between the two sides still remain. And for some Remo Star, Remo Stars have moved up and they're pushing Rangers down with 1 point ahead. So, but the surprising things are that one thing that everybody now will be very surprised is that now we hope that at the end of the day it doesn't happen. Because we can't imagine see Kano Pillars going down relegation. We can't imagine see Kano Pillars going down relegation. And from the look of them, from the way it is, they are a very good candidate for relegation. So please, whoever is connected with Kano Pillars, all those the coach down from the state government, everybody that anything to do, Kano Pillars must ensure that the remaining they still have one game in hand, but the remaining the remaining 5 matches, at least they should ensure that they win those matches, so that at least they escape the relegation. Cannot I'm applauding to other team, other not the African not other team in the north here. Kano Pillars is one of the pride of the north when it comes to the league. Apart from Kano Pillars, Lobby Stars, and then Plateau United, who have won the titles, and Nasarawa United have also won the titles for some time. But for Kano Pillars, who have dominated, for the certain level, Kano Pillars also even won the title back to back. But to go down on the relegation, I don't think this will not be a welcome development. And I believe the Kano State government, the deputy governor of Kano State is a very sport-loving man, and he has been doing a lot when it comes to sport. So now, the governor, please, anybody that need to be shaken, anything that needs to be done to rescue this situation, they should rescue this situation. We don't want to see Kano Pillars going down relegation. Thank God, Lobby Stars lost their match to Remo Stars. But we can confidently say
they might escape.
We can confidently say that Lobby Stars are in a perfect position to escape this relegation. From the look of things, I don't even see Lobby Stars going down relegation, although they are still on the same point with somebody on the third position. They have the same 40 points.
Four of them with
the Heartland, Dakar, and Lobby Stars, and Niger Tigers all on the 4 point. But Lobby Stars still have a match in hand, and even the Dakar still have a match in hand. But Lobby Stars can confidently see that we will survive the relegation. So Kano Pillars should do something, because yes, they just have just 1 point separated them with the Lobby Stars and other teams, but they should ensure that Kano Pillars, whatever it needs to lead, we don't want to see Kano Pillars going down to play in the NNL league.
For Kano Pillars, what would you say was really the problem? Because I really don't want to believe that just they're not being able to play at home. Yes, that also had an effect, but I'm sure a lot of factors were responsible for
a lot of factors were responsible for this slump, just like you say. Because what we wanted to see Kano Pillars is among the top 4.
Exactly.
Not on the down 4. But a lot of factors, even the fans of the Kano Pillars are not happy in the situation. You remember often several times they have made the blame, causing making the team to suffer a lot of things. So, and at the same time, I believe that even the coaching, the recruitment, and everything needed to be done in the Kano Pillars. If they don't have the right player, they should recruit the right players. Exactly. And if there's anybody to ease out, if the coach is not good, there's no need keeping a coach that is not performing. Because if Kano, for me, by now, even from the start of the season, the coach has not done well this season. The way I'm look at it, even the Salis Yusuf that they say was appointed as a coach, Salis Yusuf never get the time to work with the team
at all. So that appointment for me.
It's just on paper.
Exactly. He has his hands full already. He has the under 23. He has the Chan. His assistant. So
anytime he's on that, he never has the time to have a job with it. And the active coach is standing. Nothing tangible is coming out from the Kano Pillars. So Kano Pillars should do something, and the state government should intervene. The person of the deputy governor, I think the responsibility of the sport lies on the office of the deputy governor. The deputy governor needs to do more. He has a show passionate about food awareness. In fact, a lot of people, I'm aware of that one because I work with the youth fund for some time, and I know how he's the president of the youth fund, how he has empowered a lot of grassroots, a lot of people across the country through sport to ensure that they give them life hope. So in his own state, he's in charge of sport there. So he should ensure that Kano Pillars survive this relegation.
Away from that now to the Waffle B under 17, where the Golden Eaglets will be up against the Junior Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. That's talking about tomorrow in the first semi-final clash. And for Coach Nduka Ubade, he has assured that his boys will go all out against their Ivorian counterparts in that one. The Golden Eaglets will be hoping to follow in the footsteps of the Flying Eagles, who also won the Waffle B under 20 just about two weeks ago, hoping that they too will go all out and win this trophy. But as it stands, Golden Eaglets are already booked a spot already for the Under-17 World Cup.
17 World Cup, the African Championship.
Sorry, African Championship, rather. Sorry, African Championship. From there, if you make the top four, that's when you don't go for the World Cup.
They have not booked a ticket to the African Championship. They need to qualify for the final first. It is the first.
No, I thought it's semi-four, the last four.
No, it's the first two finalists.
Okay, but okay, the last four goes for the World Cup.
It was an African Championship. The last one goes to the
World Cup.
But
yeah.
for this one, the last two.
The last two. No, but as it stands, I mean, I
don't have any doubt in Duka Badi and Haruna Lilica led his squad. They are very perfect, good youthful position. They have proved their worth at several times and they are ready to do it again. And if you look at the match they have played so far, you have every confidence that this team will go far. So I don't have any doubt that yes, Cote d'Ivoire. I'm not saying Cote d'Ivoire is not a pushover. It's not a pushover side, but definitely they will navigate their way against their opponents and get to the final of this competition.
Now, to some bit of transfer news where a report suggests that Arsenal and United are tracking Tammy Abraham, who plays for Roma. Recall that he made the switch to Roma from Chelsea after he fell out of favor under new coach Thomas Tuchel. But his career has seemed to resurrected in Roma, and now Arsenal United, well, for now it's still speculation, but are tracking him. Do you think this is what any of these teams need at this point?
But for me, if he gets to Arsenal, I think he solves Arsenal problem in terms of goal scoring issues, and Arsenal definitely need a striker like him. He just has like a fantastic attitude of Arsenal. Sometimes they don't take things so. Even when he have issue with Chelsea, when he wanted to leave, Arsenal have opportunity to buy him from Chelsea them, but they allow him to leave. But maybe because that time Aubameyang was still around. But now Aubameyang has gone, Lacazette has gone. You don't have an off striker. You don't have off front striker. So if they are ready to pay, because sometimes when it comes to money, Arsenal has to run back. So if they're willing to, because definitely based on what Abraham put on, the kind of performance he put on with Roma this season, winning the conference, Europa Conference League, and being the top strikers, top goals, scoring a lot of goals. He was the highest goal scorer in the Roma this season. Yeah. So if that performance, I don't even think the Mourinho will want to let him go. So but Arsenal need
of course, at the right price.
At the right price. Yes. So Arsenal need to put whatever they need to put on the right price to ensure that they get Abraham being somebody an English for that matter. It will add more bite for Arsenal forward. Arsenal needs a striker like Abraham.
Well, we hope
for Man U, I don't think Man U is lacking, but I think for Arsenal, definitely it will be a good buy for them.
No, but obviously even United are still looking out for a striker because the few goal scoring burden shouldn't just be rely on Ronaldo alone. Imagine that you have two of players like Ronaldo. You're able to score at least about 20-something goals last year. Imagine that you have another striker who can come up with at least 15, 16 goals. And if you check most of the big teams who have been winning things, these are the kind of things you always have players at least a front two or three who can at least give you 15 goals minimum per season. So, an extra striker will also do. Then for more transfer news, not yet, but we heard that Sadio Mane will hold a medical finally today at Bayern. After that back and forth, the deal was confirmed on Saturday, but he is scheduled to hold a medical today. Well, for me, I think it's a good move. It's a good move. But on the other hand, it looks like Liverpool were not even interested in keeping him.
Obviously, because they wanted us to keep him. Whatever he's asking for, they will give him to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because, well, sometimes these clubs, how they treat some players, because for me, when you're even judging him and Salah, for me, I think I'll take the money over Salah any day.
Not just for anything. Exactly. For me, if you put money, if you put money side by side with Salah, I'll definitely go. I'll definitely go for money 2 times, 3 times, for the 4th time for now. Consider Salah.
Because for me, I mean, he has rescued Liverpool over and over again.
His contributions to the team. Yes, they are both of them are at the top there, but I believe money work rate is higher than Salah's.
Of course. I mean, and for a league like the German league that is not as fast paced as the English league, I can just imagine, and already going to a solid team, I can imagine how many goals he'll be scoring every season. Well, at this point, with that, we'll come to the end of today's episode of Sports Orbit. Tomorrow will bring you another interesting episode. The Golden Eagles, like we said earlier, will be in action tomorrow, so we'll keep track of that one and give you reports of that one as it happens. Salifu, thank you for being in the studio once again.
Thank you, John.
Right, tomorrow we'll bring you a bigger and better exciting package. Stay safe out there. My name is Afa Cho, and it's bye-bye from here.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080